Well, friends, a lot of us have known the late great Ed and Lorraine Warren have tackled some weird and mysterious cases in the years they were around. And I recently saw the film based on one of the most sinister cases they ever tackled in The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which came out this past summer and recently came to physical media. But is this recent flick telling of the Warrens' most greatest and spine-tingling sinister case ever another surefire fright fest? Or is it just a big devilish mess? Watch this special spoiler free review and find out. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a special spoiler-free review of the recent supernatural horror flick from this past summer, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, released by Warner Brothers for New Line Cinema. The film was directed by Michael Chaves, who recently helmed The Curse of La Llorona a couple years back, with a screenplay by David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick from a story by that person and James Wan, the director of the first two films. Now, of course, this is the sequel to the two Conjuring movies and as the 8th overall film in the Conjuring Universe. The film stars Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga back as paranormal investigators and authors and Lorraine Warren, along with Rory O'Connor, Sarah Catherine Hook, and Julian Hillard starring as well. Wan returns as producer for the film, along with Peter Safran. The film was based on the trial of Arnie Cheyenne Johnson, a murder trial that took place in 1981 in Connecticut, in addition to The Devil in Connecticut, a book about the trial written by Gerald Brill. Now, first of all, if you haven't seen my reviews for the first two Conjuring movies, I advise you click on that card that's coming out right about now. There we go. So you can catch what you might miss, since this past summer I reviewed the first two Conjuring movies to promote the theatrical release of this movie. You can also see my reviews of the three Annabelle movies that I just more recently reviewed as well. Now again, I still have yet to see The Nun and the Curse of La Llorona. If I ever get a chance, you might get reviews maybe later on down the road. Maybe not this year, but, well, just stay tuned. For now, let's get into this. Now, I would say that apparently, I know that James Wan was not going to direct another film in the series due to scheduling conflicts with other projects, and Safran confirmed that the next film would not be a haunted house film, which is kind of a bit of a slight downside for me. But anyway, so they came out with The Devil Made Me Do It. Now, the story takes place 40 years ago in 1981. And, well, I'll only give you a little bit of what you get, but this is only in the beginning. When Ed and Lorraine Warren document the exorcism of 8-year-old David Glatzel, attended by his family, along with his sister Debbie and her boyfriend Arnie Johnson, and Father Gordon in Brookfield, Connecticut. And during the exorcism, Arnie invites the demon to enter his body instead of David's. And Ed witnesses the demon transport itself from David's body to Arnie's while he suffers from a heart attack and is taken to a hospital in an unconscious state. Oh, wow. And believe me, this is where it really gets spine-tingling in some ways. So, it takes place a little later on, the following month. Well, things take a turn for the worse, with Arnie causing a killing of one of the people who kind of lives with him, the landlord at this here apartment above a kennel, where Debbie actually works. But apparently, it really takes a turn and what have you, and boy, and it does lead them to a mysterious little witch-like statue. Yes, and well, Arnie's case here became the first American murder trial to claim demonic possession as a defense. And well, we found this was due to a witch's totem. Yes. And I gotta tell you, that's really shocking. Now, of course, I recently got the film on DVD last month, and I finally watched it a second time since I accidentally fell asleep during a little bit of it, but I managed to stay awake through the whole movie. Now, the good thing I liked about this is, of course, the cast. I liked the return of Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They were both exceptionally good, like always. Let's see. Rory O'Connor as Arnie was good too. We have Sarah Catherine Hook playing Debbie, who was good. Julian Hillard playing David. And John Noble as Father Castner. Yes. Who happens to be a former priest who previously dealt with the disciples of the Ram cult. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Let's see. Now we do get a little bit of a return of Judy, the Warren's daughter, who is back to being played by Sterling Jurgens, like in the previous installment of The Conjuring, since in the last film in the franchise, which was Annabelle Comes Home, but that focused on a younger version of Judy, you know. That was good and what have you. Now, I'm glad we have Joseph Bashara back on board to do the score for this. Again, ends up being a good one. But the problem with the movie is, and this is what critics have said, and I completely do agree with them, is the screenplay. They noted it to be weaker than the previous installments. Yes, I humbly do agree with them on that. I think the screenplay could have been a little better and what have you. Overall, it did give us a few frightening moments, but however, not quite as good. But again, I'm going to just say it's an okay. Well, no, I never could tell you this. It's an okay, good movie, but it's not as good as the first two Conjuring movies, but it manages to try to do its extreme best. I don't hate this movie, though. I just say it's okay, good, what have you. But anyway, despite opening in theaters along with an HBO Max premiere as well, which of course the film just happens to be going to HBO this weekend. Anyway, the film still did well as it went on to make 202 million worldwide. Oh yeah, another thing about the music, you do get to hear some familiar tunes that came from the 80s, such as Blondie's "Call Me" and May's "Baby Hold On." Yes, two songs I still get to hear on the radio to this day. Well, the cast is good for most of the part, and the music's good. I did like some of the atmosphere. I mean, most of the atmosphere, but not all of it, though. I mean, the atmosphere for the first two movies was fine and good. But this, no. Yeah, that's kind of another downside I have with this. But overall, Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It isn't completely a bad movie. Completely. Still, I think I would rather rewatch this over Annabelle, the first Annabelle anyway. Or if I don't like The Curse of La Llorona or The Nun, I probably would rewatch Overdose. But like I said, I haven't seen those two. So anyway, I'd say maybe give The Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It just one watch, okay? And if you don't like this, if you like this less than the other two, then I'd say don't bother with it again, okay? I still have a little bit of respect for this, but it was pretty shocking though. So anyway, for my score for this, I'm gonna give The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, 3.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a 7. Okay, enough said. So, what are your thoughts on The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of Wes Craven's classic, The Hills Have Eyes. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out these other videos. In the upper left-hand corner, excuse me, I'm sorry. The upper left-hand corner is my review of Curse of Chucky. The upper right-hand corner is my review for Cult of Chucky, and the bottom left-hand corner is my review of another type of film of demonic possession, the original classic, The Exorcist from 1973. Excuse me. Sorry, my sinuses are still getting to me. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.